Let's see your numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
So you usually add a unit though. So you buy a house and then you somehow like add a wall or something like that.
That's the goal. I look to maximize the properties as best I can. So my new one, it's a 5.4, and I'll show you pictures, but I'm converting a downstairs living room into a 6th bedroom. It's free cash flow whenever you have the ability to do this. You generally have lofts upstairs can be converted. You have potential dining rooms. And then in my case, on a 3-story house, downstairs living room. I'll give you the numbers for the new house. So purchase price of $500, $25,000 down, which was 5%. It appraised for $495, so I needed to come out $5,000, unfortunately. $7,500 closing costs, all in about $37,500. $44,000 all in if you include buying furniture and other various things. So I'm at about $3,100 a month gross expenses, $3,100 a month, and I'm getting $3,950 income. So while living in the property, I'll be cash flowing $850 a month.
Got it.
My other house, the 7-bed, it grosses $4,600, whatever. It's like $4,650 or whatever it comes out to. And the total expenses with maid service, all utilities and everything is about $2,100. Let's call it another $200 a month for various. So $2,300. It'll gross somewhere around, or a net $2,300 a month cash flow. So I'll be about $3,000 a month net cash flow between the two.
So what's it look like in today's market? So you're buying something. Let's just say we'll call it $550 because the market's going up. Let's just call it 15% down. So you're putting $82,500 plus another, let's just say 15,000 different expenses closing out. Let's just say $100K.
Yep.
100,000, 5 bedrooms. What would you get per month on that?
Well, between the 5, I get $3,950 for mine. So if you buy in kind of that, I think there's a sweet spot right now,
$790, okay.
right in the $550 range. It's the perfect model for house hacking. So you'd be somewhere around $3,950. You could probably get a little more if you pushed it, but I prefer coming in a little below market. I think people stay longer and they enjoy it more if they feel like they're getting a deal.
So I'm just doing some numbers here. So I'll walk you through it. So we're looking about, I see. Okay, so it's going to be about $3,100 a month.
Correct.
Okay.
That, by the way, that includes highest speed internet, all utilities, and maid service. And I did no PMI for mine. I did a lender paid upfront PMI.
So let's just say worst case $3,300.
Yeah,
let's just say
$3,300.
So you're making $650 a month.
Correct.
Which is $7,800 a year, so 7.8% return.
And it'll be about $750 a month for the pay down, principal pay down.
Right.
So you add another $9,000 a year for principal pay down. And you also live for free, so there's the opportunity cost, right? So most people live for probably $800 a month if you include all the utilities in an apartment.
I'm saying for an investor. Like if I were looking to do it, then it would be even higher. Then it would be
because you would put more down.
So it would be basically the same thing if you. So I'm calculating this the same. If you took a management fee, of, let's say 12-15% or whatever it is, you'd be looking at a total return of 16.8 a year on 100,000 with equity pay down or cash flow. You'd be looking at like 8% with a management fee.
Yeah. I think those numbers are a little high, by the way.
Yeah.
If you put down 20%, you should be in the 2,300 ballpark. I think there's another 300 or so a month that you're adding in. That
you're right.
You're right. An investment
You're right. I put loan amount of $550 instead of the purchase price. So loan amount, so $1,971. So you're right. So so 78.
And keep in mind what I do is with the 6-bed, I'm gonna get 6 beds for mine. I'll be at $4,700 a month in income when I move out of my new house, right? So take the expenses let's call it $3,000 for everything, right? So you'll be at $1,700 a month cash flow for one property.
Yeah, right. So so this comes out $775 a month with a management fee if you were to do that with this.
You can't match the returns. And as far as house hacking, you cannot match the returns. It's the best way to get started in real estate. I run a meetup here in town, and a lot of beginners come, and they just seem so lost because it's so hard to get started now because the barrier to entry is so high, man. Like if you make $50,000 a year, how are you going to get into real estate if you have $10,000 saved up, good credit score, and everything lines up? How do you get started? How do you go get a hard money loan if they want 20% total cost?
Right.
How do you get a hard money loan? Okay, that's hard. Wholesaling, incredibly competitive and requires marketing fees. Going to get your license, you could do that. That's a good start. But to me, house hacking is for most people, and because a lot of the comeback is, oh well, I have a girlfriend or I have a spouse or whatever. You could house hack. You could get a casita. In my current house, you could wall off the downstairs, which would cost about $2,000. So it's a tri-level, right? You can go upstairs, down. Yeah. If you go downstairs and wall it off, you could have its own unit downstairs, basically be an unpermitted duplex. Downstairs would have 2 beds, 1 bath, and you could even kind of form a kitchenette. So that would combat any type of issues about living with others, is you would essentially have your own unit, if that makes sense, right? So you rent the 4 rooms upstairs, you break even.
Yeah. In LA, that's never something you would do because all it takes is one neighbor to complain about an unpermitted addition or
really?
wall or anything like that. And
I
then
see you're a man of following the rules.
Yeah. Because well, here's the thing: if there's a fire, it's always for fire compliance.
Yep.
Of like
That's the risk.
What are the exit points? What about the person on the second unit? How many exit points do they have? Or the windows? Yeah. What was it? I got cited too for something. I forget what it was. I had the wrong, and I bought a property, but it had the wrong type of. I took the bars off. No, I didn't. No,
Bars off the window?
Yeah. The place
You need that in LA. I'm picturing like $1 million property with bars on the window.
No. It was weird to me not to have bars on the window, seriously.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it was always. Yeah, because growing up, we had bars on the window. I never knew it was not a thing to have bars on the window.
What
it was
are they for?
You know what? It was actually when Macy first came over. I think she mentioned the bars on the window, and her thinking was that it's not like a safe area because every house had bars.
So that's why you have them here. It's like brings back memories of home, right?
No, but so anyway, so like for me, it was like growing up, we had bars on the window, but like every
What are
house,
the bars for?
to prevent people from getting in the house.
So it is for safety.
Yeah. But so anyway, for the compliance, it was the bar, the bars on the bedrooms had to be one where if you pushed it from the inside, they would swing open in case of a fire so that you're not trapped. The metal bars in one of the master bedrooms when I bought the place did not do that, or it was only like partially opened. I don't know, so I had to fix that.
I do have a question for you since that thread's over. What's your relationship with the algorithm, with the analytic, with your YouTube analytics? And I leave question open.
We're like that.
I leave that question open
We're
to see
like
how
that.
you answer.
We're
I'm
like
curious.
this, yeah.
Because I'll answer after you.
Yeah.
Is that your answer? You're real close?
Extremely close.
Because I am in a way like not in a good relationship with it because our careers on YouTube are so tied to the numbers and analytics that it can almost become unhealthy where you're sitting there checking the numbers and it becomes all about numbers and today it's 50. I've looked at some of your numbers on the Social Blade, right? Some months it's like 50% less. I know you feel that.
Yeah.
But if you look at macro level, I'm doing pretty well in life and you're doing pretty darn well yourself. Should we really care about that much? And I know for you, you take the YouTube serious. But anyway, at what point, I'm just curious, at what point do you start making enough money where you just go, I'm putting the video
then here's the thing. If you don't care, it's a hobby. If you have no problem just going and posting what you want, doing it, it's a hobby. I love the aspect of a business.
Okay.
To me, I take it so seriously. And it's like...
And income has not changed at all. This has been the same behavior for a couple of years?
Oh my gosh. That's the only way to get to past 1 million subscribers is to be relentless with the algorithm. You have to treat it like a business and you have to be meticulous. If a video doesn't do well, you have to find the solution. Just like you're about finding solutions. You got to find a solution to why a video is not performing. Where did you go wrong? And sometimes it's like we pick a topic that's too niche. That's my bad. Oh well, I won't do that again. Or you post a video that should have done really well, but then it's like, well, what's wrong with the title? What's wrong with the thumbnail? How could I fix this? That's never going to disappear.
I was just curious if you have, and maybe you aren't able to sense it in yourself, but if anyone, not just saying you, if you get to a point where you're making a lot of money and you're still like so tied to the algorithm, at what point do you detach? And
you have to. Then you stop caring. Then you stop caring. Then it's like you may as well at that point be like, all right, well then I'm retiring, or I'm just not going to care. But then you let the business die. That's what you're doing. It's like you built up a successful company. You're like, oh, now I'm just not going to care about it anymore. You have to be so on point with all of it.